that moves. enca.com.
Welcome to another episode of Judge for Yourself. After 1994, the police became a civilian service. This was to ensure that the police was transformed from the brutal, highly militarized apartheid force into a service that protected and made South Africans secure within their communities. High levels of police brutality and, sadly, events like Marikana massacre have again focused questions about the remilitarization of the South African police force. On the other hand, allegations of incompetence and inefficiency have also plagued the force and have now become matters of tremendous controversy. In the Western Cape, a commission of inquiry was established to determine if there had been a systemic failure by police to combat and investigate crime in Khayelitsha. These are matters of absolute critical importance because, let's be absolute certain about it, the police are the first line of our constitutional democracy. To discuss this important issue, we're joined by General Riah, the National Commissioner of Police, Annalize van Wyk, Member of Parliament and Chairperson of the Portfolio Committee in Parliament, Zackie Achmat, Co-Director of Civil Society's organisation, Sifuna, Ukwazi. Let me start with you, Zackie. Why are you so critical of the police?
We are critical of the police for several reasons. We want a democratic, accountable, ethical and efficient police under professional command. And regrettably, and I think the Commissioner would agree with me, that the difficulty we find ourselves in is that largely public perception and the data increasingly shows that our police is largely incompetent, largely illiterate.
I don't think the Commissioner is going to agree with you, but I'm going to put it to her. Carry on.
Right? But also that there's a systemic corruption. Just to give you an example, last week in the Eastern Cape in Grahamstown High Court, there was a case of a certain warrant officer, Boshoff, who was found guilty because he had used stolen firearms from SAPS, hired an informer, planted himself the firearms in the homes of people, and then claimed that the informer had told him, got the people arrested, and claimed the informer money and used it himself.
All right, okay. I understand. Commissioner, how do you respond to that? Because you must have heard this before. I've heard it before. You must have heard it before. How do you respond?
Policing can never just be a police matter. The whole issue of safety and security, there's a whole value chain that produces some of the crimes that he's talking about. And indeed, until all hands are on deck, we will not be able to optimize our interventions in terms of reducing crime and keeping the country safe and secure. He then touches on issues of professionalism and the boss of people and all that. But let me start off by just saying, before we go deep into this matter on issues of transformation and the role of police, we should take into account issues of history, issues of culture. They're very important matters to start saying, are we using the glasses of the old police, the apartheid police, which were suffering quite a lot from a credibility problem, legitimacy process.
But you still do.
I do want to say you cannot use the same ruler to now. We're able to sit here and have a conversation.
I can't go into this because it's a matter which Judge Farlam is dealing with, but you will well know that, and it was an illusion, that part of the problem of the Marikana issue was who the police were actually safeguarding. Now, I'm not going to go further than that. I'm simply saying to you, I can't change the perceptions and neither, well, you can, but I can't, but they're out there.
I agree absolutely with you that there are perceptions. But one of the things that we have to do as police is to start saying, let's look at policing currently.
All right, well, we're going to look at policing currently.
Yeah, because the current policing that we're having is a nature of police that is out there to account publicly. We're starting to submit our reports to the Oversight Committee. You can question us on anything we're able to answer. So there has been quite a drastic shift in terms of what we're doing as police.
If we can, within the limits of this time, we're going to explore many of those things. But let me ask you this, as the Portfolio Committee of Oversight, when I read what you say, there's a great deal of concern about the police amongst the members of Parliament.
Yes, there's a concern about certain aspects of policing. And I think, as I've said many times before, oversight would not be oversight if we sit there and we just congratulate on that is being done correctly. Oversight is about identifying that is wrong, so that we can together address those issues that are wrong. So there are concerns. The concerns are, though, not concerns that can't be solved. I believe they can be solved. I believe the will is there to solve them, and I believe we need to see the action.
We're going to explore some of those because they're very important, but I have to take a break first.
News that moves. ENCA.com.